have you had a chance to put this into your computer model and figure out exactly what happened?
I'm efforting that just right now. $361 million in revenues for Twitter. So kind of right where the analysts had pegged it. The adjusted number, which is what everyone looks at for Twitter, also at 1 cent profit, again, in line with what the analysts were hoping for. And I think that, quite often companies will make all kinds of adjustments to their revenues that are baloney. But I think in this case, there's non-cash stock compensation charges, which were inflated as they went towards an IPO, and indeed completed that IPO just about a year ago. So if you take those numbers out, you do see a profitable company. Indeed, you've seen a profitable company for the last 3 quarters once you make that adjustment. So we see profits again. Their guidance, again, kind of in line with what people had thought might happen. I'm going to continue to dig through some of the user numbers and user engagement numbers in terms of timeline views and so on. But we've seen kind of the steady growth that we've expected from Twitter over the last few quarters. And it does appear that they're getting a lot more benefit from mobile as time goes on with this company.
So the most important numbers to pull out, Cory, I'm going to guess, users that they've added and stickiness. I mean, I see, for example, timeline views is a huge number, $181 billion. How much of a difference does that make?
Yeah,
sorry, 181 billion, I should say, not in dollars, but
right,
in views.
Not dollars. They don't give it in dollars, and you've got to kind of calculate those numbers, which I will do. Also very important here, Lee, the numbers just crossing of 637 million monthly active users. That is, of course, more than they've ever had before, but maybe more importantly, and I'm going to double-check that number because it doesn't even seem right, but 637...
It seems very high.
And we're also going to look for ad numbers also, right? Third quarter ad revenue per 1,000 timeline views up 83% year over year. That's pretty impressive. You give you a sense.
Let me give you the correct 248 million monthly active users. Some of the numbers crossing are wrong. And so 284 million, that's year-over-year growth of 4.8%. That's less than the growth last quarter. Sorry, a sequential growth of 4.8%. That's less than last quarter, less than the quarter before that. So we'd seen a recovery in the growth rate of users on Twitter. Now we see that growth rate slowing down. Yes, it's more users than they had the previous quarter, but not as fast growth. And that's bad news for Twitter because this is still a very small number when you look at the over 1 billion people, 2 billion people on Facebook. When you look at 284 million and growing at just 4.8% on a sequential basis, that's a slowdown in the growth rate. That's obviously not what they want. They want to both increase the monetization of their users, more ads, more dollars per user, and they are doing that. But you want to see that growth rate to really pick up, and it is just not doing so.
It's bad news for the advertisers, Matt. You want to think about how they can get and attract more eyeballs, and of course, that's one of the main ways. You want to diversify revenue streams, and with that figure, it's not going to look like it.